Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. 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 North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. 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 Raise it up.
Hey loves, hey loves, hey loves. My name is YN Vaughn. I also go by Y, and this is another incredible episode of Raise It Up, Y, the podcast. We're coming at you the final Thursday in August 2024 in an episode we are calling Still Poppin' and Still Showin'. Because sometimes, I think you all know by now, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas, right? That's how we're going to that's how we're doing that, right? Everyone's all right? Everyone's okay. All right. So yes, as we are getting this together here, what I'm enjoying about this year is that one, it's flying like somebody gave it wings. And number two, it's the fact that hip hop has been such a fun vibe. And, you know, August is the birth month of hip hop. Hip hop turns 51 this year. It's an Olympic year. There's a few things that are really, really cool about the fact that we are turning 51 this year. And it's also being the, year of the Olympics and the U.S. being represented in such a dope and a fly way. What I really enjoy about it is hip hop is representing the United States on a world stage after a verbal altercation, aka a rap beef, that also took the world by storm. It was on a world stage. It's something when my dad's 70-year-old peers are calling him about, the kid Kendrick Lamar done said something about the kid Drake, and dad is trying to talk to me about, so, cause what I know, he got the one song, he got the one song that he did. And I'm like, are you jazz musicians for real? Like you're going deep into this, Not Like Us, tutorial, and you're calling it the song that they did. But yeah, that's how you know that there's some big things popping, little things stopping in the world of hip hop in 2024. It's a special year. Cat Williams really set the thing off, and we're showing and we're popping still. If you are new here, thank you for your non-refundable time and energy. I'm always happy to have any new listener. Also, my OG listeners who we call loves here in Love Culture and the Love Culture community, the LCC, top dollar with the gold flea collar, dipping in my blue Impala LCC. Hey now. Love Culture community, shouts out to it and all of and each of you. So thankful to have you here. If you are a love listener, thank you for your ability to take in information and recognize that you can't unhear a thing in this world. And also faith comes by hearing. So it's really important if you are a love listener on any of the platforms where you can obtain this podcast. If you are watching the show of this podcast on YouTube, the visual, and you get to see the wonderful backdrop that my angels put together for me, then I'm also so very thankful, not only for your listening ears, but for your watching eyes. I feel privileged anytime I'm allowed to serve people in the capacity of teaching, educating, imparting information, or introducing you to your worth, which, if you didn't know, Raise It Up Y is where OGs, original guides, kick game to real ones, the learners of our community. It's where OGs kick game to real ones only. It is where we raise up your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is knowledge. We do that utilizing hip hop culture and non-corny positivity from the West Coast to the world. What is non-corny positivity? Non-corny positivity simply means that we are authentic in how we present. It's not to say that if you're corny, you can't listen to this pod, because that's what somebody thought I meant. It was a grown woman too, and she's like a kind of like a titan in the entertainment industry, and is also married to a titan in the industry. And she was like, "Oh, but I'm corny. I won't work in your community." I says, "No. I says, if you identify yourself as quirky or what you're calling like corny or silly, and that's who you are, and you're owning that, then you are being authentic. Therefore, you are completely welcome in our world." It's corny in our world means inauthentic. If you're corny in our world, you are negative, you are fake. You might be the last one to know that you're fake too. That's the beauty of this pod. It helps raise your self-awareness, your vibration, and your capacity for love, which is knowledge about self. So that self-awareness is one of the ways that you check yourself before you wreck yourself, as hip hop would teach you, or as the OG currently representing the whole entire world, breaking the fourth wall. We are taping on the 8-8 portal, Lionsgate portal. If you're into that sort of a thing, if you know, you know. I'm not going to explain it because that's not my world. I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not deep into religion. I'm not deep into tarot or any of that stuff, but I just recognize that all forces work together for good for those who believe that all forces work together for good. And I do believe that all forces work together for good. So if something from Islamic teachings can help me, I'm listening. If something from Judaism can assist me, I'm listening. If something from Christianity is capturing me, which I was raised in, I'm listening. And if something from even the world of the mystics and the seers and the knowers can help me, I'm going to listen to them as well, because real truth can't be stopped. It can't be denied. It's like the sun. It shines on everything and everyone. Ooh, and I said that as it was 0808. I've been having such a day. I just need you to know, shouts out to Maya Batra, one of my babies from 1500 Sound Academy, first class stand-up of 1500 Sound Academy. She and I were speaking because last year on the 2023 Lionsgate portal, we were together in Los Angeles. The first time I had Brexy. Whew, such a good vibe. But, and we just had a conversation about all of the things we wanted to see. And a year later, we checked in with one another. Everything we spoke about last year on 8-8, we've actualized and seen this year on 8-8. So we were like, this is a date now? We have a standing date. She's in Australia. We were talking in my afternoon and in her 9 a.m. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm putting all this out there. There's a lot of information to anybody who might be new. But we 100% in this culture of love are worldwide. Clearly, I just told you I'm talking to a love from us. Well, she's from here, but she currently lives with her husband in Australia. We have English, literally in England, loves, Argentinian loves, Canadian loves, despite what people think because of not like us and how much we love the West Coast, which means we love Kendrick as well. No, we have loves everywhere. And unpopular opinion, I'm going to say it right in the beginning before we even get to the grounding. Drake is still in my top 5. For everybody that is so one-sidedly, unilaterally, myopically tuned where hip hop is concerned, I still have Drake in my top 5 enjoyed rappers. I do know that he has a pen. I do know that he can write. And when you get very big, there are times when you bring people in. I've had the privilege of working with a lot of big acts and big artists who still write for themselves and also have people come in and help them, right? So now the time to not have writers is when you're being personally attacked and you have to answer. That's not the time to have writers, because ain't 20v1 is 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you, said Kendrick Lamar. And he still smacked him. But that's not the point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting everybody know we go up when we're in here, just so everybody knows. Love Culture, once again, thank you for being the supporting community of this podcast and its listenership. I'm just thankful for everyone as we're here and this day is going on and we're about to get into grounding. If you don't know what grounding is, I'm a trained therapist as well as an educator and an entertainer. I can also call that a therapeutic edutainer. And what happens is I use the technique in therapy called grounding to bring listeners and watchers and lookers on into the pod. So where you might be listening to this pod while you're driving, you might be listening to this pod while you're sweeping, while you're walking or doing homework somewhere. At this point, I invite you to really get present here in the pod. We do it kind of like a poem. So here's what I'll say. Take a moment to be here with me. I want you to hear my voice and feel your feet. Wiggle your toes. It shows you that you're down there. Touch up on your nose. Bring your awareness up and through your body. And you're not doing this for any other reason, just to prove to yourself that you're presently here. Come on, let's breathe a breath in. Blow a breath out. Do that again in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And just take a moment. Own this. We're living a miracle. It's called life. That you are living, you are winning just because you're here in this life, just by spending this time with my voice right now. You're investing in your betterment. And I'd like you to sit with that and feel proud. And let's go up. All right. Without further ado, let me first say Love Lounge Live LA is in full effect. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off some weekend. This is a weekend in October. We are starting our gathering with TJ Wilkins at I Am TJ Wilkins' show, which is going to be Thursday, October 10th. Thursday, October 10th at the Mint here in Los Angeles. At the Mint here in Los Angeles. That's the first part of our weekend. We're going to go support him, meet up. The place has drinks. There will be tables where you can sit with Love Culture for a donated price. I'm going to front all of that. So whatever I ask for in donation back is just going to be to make sure that we can support TJ to the fullest capability. And on the 11th, which is a Friday, we're going to just have a small get together just to, make sure you all get other opportunities to see one another when it isn't being focused on the live podcast or on TJ's singing in his show. TJ's new album will come out that Friday, October 11th. And then on the 12th, we are solidifying a new space. I cannot yet tell you the new space, because I need to make sure that we are in real partnership and the talks are almost finalized. Couple more things to discuss, but we look like we have a new winner for where we will have our Love Lounge Live LA fall 2024. And I'm excited to toast at 12 on October 12th into the 13th. Shouts out to Young, Fly, and Flashy. That's our love that came up with that framing, the toast at 12. Because we know we love 13s. I was born on a 13 if you're new here. And almost any 13, you can expect something new. Just like August 13th, there was something new and special that I did. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But first, in this episode, we have a high why where Love Culture calls in. They write in or in some other way provide me a question that I answer here on the pod. And then we have a do I diddy with the new single I just put out, okay, on August 13th, which also has a video out. Just so you know, just get ready. Stay tuned. You'll hear more about that in just a tick. Let's get into this high why. Again, loves in the culture get to send in their wonderful questions and I get to answer it on the pod. This high why comes from a love. I'm not going to say their name. It's a gentleman, but I'm not going to say their name only because this high why is a little personal. Here it goes. I tried dating someone again. She's on the younger side. In the beginning, we liked each other and were open about where we were coming from. I was upfront that I was willing to see where this goes, but not going to rush things. She seemed to understand initially. She began getting strong feelings very quickly, so that caused tension. There were medical things that came up and work people became involved that caused so much turmoil. So it became hot/cold. It took a while before I got similar feelings back for her. But when I got there, I was willing to show more of that side of me consistently. Well, this past week, she stayed with me a few days because she had gotten really sick. When she left my home, she just went ghost. I called her and realized she had blocked my number. I had to call her through Google, and she said that while staying with me, I didn't feel the same like in the beginning. So I asked, why did you stay? And she leaned on the fact that she was so sick, she couldn't find a way to leave. So the upsetting part is I feel used. She stops talking to me when she's trying to figure her stuff out. But when she needs me, I'm expected to drop everything and be there for her. So for 2 weeks, we were close at a time. And she was down because she hadn't gotten a job offer yet. And then when things turned around for her, that's when she brings up, oh, I feel differently, and she's out. But I had to force it because she wasn't going to reach out. I had to call and find out that I was being blocked in order just to know what was going on. And even that phone call was upsetting, speaking with me sarcastically and things. What's going on? Why? Listen, I want people to hear me and hear me clearly, as we say in the Love Lounge. This ghosting epidemic is gross. The ghosting epidemic is fucking gross. It's cowardice at its finest, on its highest form of display. If anyone is unclear, when you ghost someone, you avoid accountability by leaving a situation with no response. And what it ends up doing is leaving the person who's still looking for engagement. It leaves them holding the bag, and it leaves people feeling confused and really self-doubting. I know some people who have explained to me that they feel self-doubting. Ladies, a lot of gentlemen have, this is a gentleman love right here. I know who it is, but I'm just not saying their name because it's very personal. I know a lot of loves in love culture, men who have dealt with this recently, and because our platform is very male friendly and man friendly, I guess I get blessed with, these unfortunate stories because they don't know where else they can be vulnerable and safe. They can feel the width and the breadth of their vulnerability and also know that they won't be judged or emasculated. They'll still feel like they are safe. That's what we provide here in the Raise It Up Why culture, love culture. So ghosting is gross, simple and plain. What I think about this situation, I was talking to my angel, Onette, who's behind that camera right there. And I noticed the first line of this. I tried dating someone again. That again is blaring. You know, it's glaring. It almost was highlighted in my brain from the moment I started reading this when the love first sent it to me. I also see that the young lady is on the younger side. Unfortunately, once you're 18 and you're an adult and you're starting to date, communication skills and having the ability to tell someone, hey, I am in or I am out, whether it's for an extended amount of time, a short amount of time, or whatever it is, decency, common decency feels like it's almost lost today. All right. You have 18-year-olds that are going to the Olympics and graduating with master's degrees because they are so well read and smart and things like that. I'm also thinking of a couple of the other situations, not just this love situation. People were at Ivy League universities with these people. I'm not, for anyone that might be new, there's no way on earth I am saying that an 18-year-old has all of the prowess of a mature lover, communicator, or an individual at all. Don't get hasty. But what I'm saying is, if you have the wherewithal to keep a job, you can't ghost a job and think that you can still get employed or keep the employment from that person. You got to think these people still are having jobs, enrolling in school. They have a sense of accountability everywhere but relationships, so it seems. So that's not answering this love's question. I just wanted to make that statement very clear. Ghosting, if you're a ghoster, you are sad. This is sad. And I'm saying that with respect. I'm saying that out of love. And I'm telling you that that lack of accountability, it will not end up serving you in the long run, man. And we just talked about this the other day in the Love Lounge. The difference between criticism and accountability is whether love is present. Having relationship with someone and holding up a mirror to them out of love is accountability. So it might not feel good. You might not know me on the other side of that phone or earphones, or however you're consuming this podcast, YouTube, whatever you're doing, you don't have to know me. This could be your first episode ever listening to this pod, and I am letting you know genuinely and honestly, I am holding up a mirror to you to help you. If you are in a situation that seems unfitting for your love style, for how you think you want to get down, whatever it is, ghosting an individual is insane karma. And karma is undefeated. Karma will come back. They say karma's a bitch, and I don't know that she's a bitch. And if she is, it's a dog's world. She's just doing her part. She's accurate with it. She's loyal. She's faithful. She's on point like Fife. But I'm letting you know, you are adding to the worst karma in your life, because what goes around comes around. You can listen to physics and Isaac Newton saying it, and it can be true. Or you can listen to, what is that? The karma and the dharma and those things. Am I looking at, what's the religion of Gandhi and stuff? No, that's Islam. What's the other one? Huh? Is it Hinduism? I can see it. They chant. It starts with a B, doesn't it? My black ass almost said Baduism. That's Erica Badu. What's the B one? Where's my brain right now? Buddha? Yeah. From Babada Buddha. No, Buddha. But what's that religion called? What is it? Oh shit. She just gave me the angels speak. She just talked to me in Amharic. Listen. Hey, you got it. You got it right. Yeah, that one though. I'm upset with my brain right now. So the fact that I'm having this wonderful little brain fart, y'all just waft away its scent wherever you are. But
Hinduism.
it's Hinduism.
Or Hindu.
Why am I saying that? I'm not. I didn't. I was thinking something else. I'll get it. We'll get that. We'll come back to that. Hindu, where you chant and all that good stuff. Ain't that a B word? What's the religion that starts with a B? There's another one. I thought it was. I'm. Listen. This is how my brain works. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in real time attempting to fact check something, but in real life, I'll probably edit it and put it somewhere up here, whatever I'm thinking of. I know people that practice this because they're in the music industry and they chant to kind of bring themselves in. Oh my gosh, I cannot see this. I'm so upset. Definitely Eastern. No, not Baha'i. I am. I feel away. And I'm not gonna say who the celebrities are because I don't know that they want people knowing that's how they practice their faith to divinity. So it is what it is. That has nothing to do with our love's high why question in real life. But the karma and dharma thing, that's where that came from. And I'm just gonna say Hindu for right now. I don't think that's correct, but put in there what where do karma and dharma come from? And I think dharma is DHARMA, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm totally fine being wrong, by the way. But what happens is for people who don't ghost, if you can find it in your accountability system and heart, ghosting is very ugly. I also am very, very aware of the fact that I'm getting one side of this story. So I just want people to know that when I'm answering this love, I need you guys to know there's no hook, line, and sinker. This is not a, sound response because I have 1/3 of what actually happened. What actually happens usually is consistent upon what one person says, what the other person says, and what actually happened. Those are the three sides to every story. So I'm literally getting 1/3 of what's going on here. This is not to say that the person, bless you, baby. This is not to say that the person didn't go through this 100% in real life. It's just a way of kind of saying, I'm aware that I'm answering only what I know and what I see. They didn't say. Karma result of righteousness. Dharma. Religious belief system. They are bothering me. I'm bothering me. It's not them. Not into it, but okay. I'll come back. Everything will come out in the wash. We will all be fine. Hey love, who wrote in on this high why. What I want to impart on you is the fact that I understand that this person ghosting you was a really whack situation. I also want to offer this outlook to this situation as well. The outlook that says, so what's great about our experiences is they are undeniable educators for informing us about where we can behave differently for the future. I'm sure this situation probably feels frustrating. I believe you said as much. But what I also know is this situation seemingly occurred because someone was allowed re-entry. If I'm looking at the first line of this correctly, I tried dating someone again. Allowing this person re-entry is, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This would be the fool me twice. So now, to inhabit all of the power of this situation, I want you to start now looking at where you could take ownership, not for the ghosting, for the using, for any of those things, but for where you were in your life that could allow a person that didn't work with you for whatever reason, because that's not what you said and I don't know. What factors were involved on your side? Again, taking ownership of this. What factors were involved that allowed you to welcome this person re-entry, allow them to be welcomed back into your life and have re-entry into your life? By assessing where you were, you'll be able to see what in you attracted this situation, this allotness, because I'm just kind of looking back over it and rereading it. I want to impart on not only the love that wrote in, but for any of us, we are magnets attracting everything towards us in this life that we desire or want to see. I know that's one of those tough conversations because there are tragedies that happen to people. And folks will say, oh, I willed that into my life. I attracted that into my life. I don't have all the answers in that regard. With the way I believe, I recognize the power of just my thoughts and what I put out into the world. If you want to go real deep, why I chose my parents, that's when you start to get real metaphysical and deep into all of this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, that's when YN's brain goes, whoa, little too much. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand that there's truth there. I don't see that there's no truth there. I do understand that that could very well be a possibility of life, because I don't know what type of time I was on before I was born. Who's to say I wasn't reincarnated? Still a part of that one religion I can't think of, by the way. Nirvana is called heaven in this religion. Ugh, I'm getting so upset with me. I'm like really working on this right now. Which religion calls Nirvana heaven? That's what I want to know. Which religion calls Nirvana heaven? It's the fact that I know all these pieces and I don't know the damn word. Ugh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Monday. Yeah, Buddhists. I kept saying Buddha. And then I said boot up. Da 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 da. Boot up. No. Buddhists. People who are Buddhist. Yes. A Buddhist. So I guess the actual, like Jewish, but Judaism. So Hinduism is maybe what you are practicing when you're a Buddhist. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. This is not a religious podcast. This is just me trying to jog my memory. I'm like, it starts with a B. I know this shit. Yes. So yeah, I'm looking at a lot of the write out over here, and I'm just seeing a lot of what was going on with this young lady. My second point of journaling and kind of working things out for your self-love, outside of you discussing with yourself in a journal entry where you were that allowed this energy re-entry back into your life, the number 2 thing I want to know is, whilst this young lady was doing everything that's in these paragraphs, what were you thinking? Where were you at? And how were you behaving during this whole same time? Just so you have eyes on yourself. This podcast is about self-awareness, because we have a propensity to know what other people are doing and what other people are on. And, oh, that person is playing games in my face and things of that type of nature. And that's cute. That's cool. That's a real thing. But like episode, what was that, 72? The one we just got done doing? That's not true. It was episode 71. Are you the problem? And I'm not saying problem. That was just a cool way to make people click on something. It's just the way that you're supposed to title things. It's totally about marketing. But when I ask, are you the quote unquote problem? What I really talk about in that episode, and I'm going to advise you, love, to go back to episode 71 and listen to it down and listen to it good and have questions for me about it. What I really need you to see is how conscious of yourself are you during this entire time where you're allowing this energy back into your world. And I notice I'm saying this energy. I wouldn't give a damn if this was going back to a job that no longer served you. Allowing a family member that you had fallen out with access back to you. Something didn't work. And it was proven to you at one point. Things happened in your world, in your life, that allowed this individual back into your world. I want to know what it is. Not for me because I care. Not that I don't care. I'm just saying, like, it's not going to affect YN either way. I need you to know. I need you to be aware of you in all of this, because that's going to determine how you either attract this same situation in a new girl in the future, or it's going to make you look at where you are and how you are in the future. So when you see an energy like this coming, you can remember, damn, that didn't feel good the last time I was in a situation like that. Whoa, I remember when I was in a similar space and an energy like that was present. How do I adjust my magnet so I can access different parts of life and in this universe, in this world, see a different result where my dating world is concerned, where my love is concerned, where my heart matter is concerned? That's going to be what, because outside of doing that type of work, you're putting Band-Aids on cancer. And yeah, you can put Band-Aids and it might make that boo-boo feel better, but it's not solving what's underlying. By being aware of where you are in a situation like this, you won't only have this situation stopped. It won't happen at your job. It won't happen in your family. It won't happen on the road driving somewhere, right? We attract the things, good, better, and different, that we're seeing in our world. So the question is, I need you to look inside of yourself and examine your magnet. Like, hey, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Turn it around, upside down, chisel it out, take parts of it out that are attracting things you don't want, and get to another point. You see what I'm saying? To my love, sarcastically, I see that word. Just so you all know, sarcasm is 100% the easiest way to ruin any relationship. If you want the relationship done, attack it at its communication and attack it with a thing called sarcasm. One of the easiest ways to ruin anything good about a relationship is that sarcasm, dark humor, self-deprecation, things like that. I know some people are like, oh no, that's just funny to me. Yeah, and it doesn't, you don't know how you feel because you don't love you sometimes. You don't know how it feels to love you. You don't know how it feels to be the recipient of your love. All you know is that you might be loving in your own way, but you don't know how it feels to receive your love. And when you have the dark humors, the self-deprecating energies, or the sarcasm all playing around in the same sandbox, what you gotta know is they are the playground's bullies. And all the cool kids, joy, peace, love, friendliness, dope communication, those kids don't like playing with those bullies. They don't generally work well. And, you know, try it out for yourself if you think I'm bugging. But I've been doing this a long time, my love. And I'm not saying that to you. I know you, the other person was the one that was saying sarcastic things. I'm just letting you know, if someone is even using that tone or that type of speech, run. Don't walk, run. Their relationship with their self is in need of work. I'll say it like that. And I'll end that there. I could do 2 more hours on just this, because I'm trying to tell you, like, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. But I would rather spend time giving you, my love, as well as all of these listeners in Love Culture, an example of dope and amazing love, just so you can have a juxtaposition to what that was and felt like. So we're going to get into a do-I-ditty. This do-I-ditty is, of course, my newest single, 823, or Thinking of You. There is a visual. It is my directorial debut. I don't know if it's directorial or directorial. So whichever one it is, insert correct word there where it needs to be. But Easy Masil, aka Onet Ashe, right behind that camera, is who did her first video, her first music video. Woo, 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 woo. She shot it, I directed it, and I even had a video vixen. Hello? I had a video hoe. No. I had a video vixen. His name is my fiance at I am TJ Wilkins. And I just wanted to talk to you about that video, so when you all see it, you understand certain little hidden meanings that are in it. In case you haven't heard it, let me just give you a piece of it. I ain't gonna lie, you holding me, it stays up on my mind. I wanna be right by your side. Yeah. Sounds a little bit crazy, but it might be amazing. But what if you knew? What would you say? Oh, what would you do? What if you've been thinking about me too? Oh, this is making me anxious. Boy, I can't take this. Someone tell me why I'm thinking of you. I've got my mind all wiped out, thinking of you. I can't pretend I wanna be your friend. Oh, why can't I stop thinking of you? That is my yeah, that was what we just yeah. Yeah, they're doing I'm in the hood, so they have fireworks out there. I think 3 niggas bust a cap just in the sky, like shooting up a, shot a lick for Big Papa type shit, right? So they just did that. I think 6 niggas got outside in a fight, all because I was singing right now. So I just want you to know what just like the power of this Do I Diddy. Do I Diddy's are of course branded by my cousin's product. I love the do. You'll hear more about that later. But they are the segments of the pod where I share with you original music. People sing, people do poetry. Usually people equals YN. Hello? Sometimes not. I've had guests do their thing. But yeah, the big vibe being in this particular song, kind of juxtaposing ourselves with that love's high why. People always say, man, I want that 90s love. I just want somebody to love me like the R&B in the 90s. And I captured that, let me tell it, in this music video. Here's the vibe. Why was the 90s a time that felt so alive and poppin' for young black love, especially just because of the nature of R&B? You mostly saw black faces there. You had your John B's and stuff like that, but mostly the SWVs, the Carl Thomases, the 112s, the Faith Evans. So it was just, man, it was a time, you had TV programming like A Different World, that showed the kids from the Cosby Show growing up and going to an HBCU. It was some really positive black experiences that we saw encapsulated during that time. Groups like Shy, ooh, na-da-doo, da-doo. Shout out to my boy, 2 of my boys. One of them is Garfield, who is in the group Shy, the tall, light-skinned one. And shout out to my homeboy, Gordon Campbell, who was the first drummer of Shy. They all met at Howard University. And they got started right there in college, kind of the Hillman, that fictitious school that was in A Different World in the 90s, was, I think, widely attempting to portray Howard University, which is like the Harvard of the HBCU system, historically black college and university system. So you get groups like Shy that are coming up out of there, and other people who are less popular right now but have a lot of hits in the R&B world with like the Faith Evanses and the 112s. What I'm noticing about that time, everything felt young and fly and dope and cool. Hip hop had an evolution from the 80s, where it was becoming more commercial, but at the same time, it hadn't turned so commercial that it was being emulated by a bunch of people worldwide. It still felt like, oh, this fad, the youngest still version of music is gonna be out soon. No one's gonna really invest in it. We don't believe in it. And then you had a bunch of defiant blacks and brown kids from the South Bronx all the way to Jamaica, all the way to clearly Compton, California, who were saying, oh, okay, hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only are we going to sample break beats, create music, get the funk, the G funk to the from the P funk to the G funk, and kind of evolve music with 808s in Miami and club mixes in Chicago and New Jersey. Like, we're going to take this thing into the singing world. So where people were, in the 80s, you had people like Mickey Howard, you had people like Anita Baker, you had people singing and crooning, like adult contemporary is what we call that now. You put some beats that people would normally rap over and put a singer on top of it. Best example being Mary J. Blige. Her image was that of like a tomboyish rapper, a sexy girl rapper. And you hear her, we were lovers through and though we made it through the storm. She's not, you don't know what I've been through. It's been rough, I'm telling you. This is like the 80s. The 80s is, well, no, 70s is Nights Over Egypt, but the 80s is Let's Groove. Let's groove tonight. This is like R&B in the 80s. You know, they even called George Clinton R&B, which is blowing my head off when I learned that, because he's just like hip hop to me. He's like an origin of hip hop from that very, very funky sound. My point is, when you think of the 90s, you think of creativity, originality, youth, fun, love, lovely images. Love will be right. And if I ever fall in love again, real love, I'm searching for a baby, come over and make love to me, yeah. 'Cause I haven't seen you in a while. I really miss your smile. I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. Don't walk away, boy. You're getting like, you're getting music that you can bop to, that you can meet somebody on the dance floor to. It's very interactive. It's very love oriented. The messaging has changed now, hasn't it? We went from looking at love to looking at how I can come up off of the illusion of love. How can I do the love adjacents and have more lust than love, but still try to feel honest intimacy, which is a fucking fluke. It's a farce, right? How do I get the benefits of love with none of the risks of being in love? Much like the high why we just heard, there's a bunch of scared hearts out here egoically doing things just for themselves, not willing to risk or wager a fuck in order to experience real love. I'm searching for a real love, right? Someone to set my heart free. Niggas ain't looking to set their hearts free. They are looking to cage their hearts in. So what can I get from you? Are you going to pay for my nails? Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? If you did, then maybe we could chill. That's late 90s. This is late 90s. Say my name when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running game. It all started to become distrust. If your girl only knew you was trying to get with me, what would she do? You need to get if he don't wanna love you the right way. He ain't gonna. It ain't where it's at, it's where he wanna be. Yeah. Everything started turning into, oh, you know I'm sleeping with your man. You know that you ain't this and that. You know I got this, and I'm gonna get one better on you. And the hearts started turning cold. So number one, I place this music video with the energy of the 90s, because it was the last time we felt love in a fresh, new, pop out and show kind of way, right? All right. That's number one. Number two, if you look at the video, you see the beeper, which of course is like the 90s. I have it right here on the table. The idea is my best friend, who is played by TJ Wilkins, a real actor, if I do say so myself. Anyway, he would like that part. A real actor. He's coming to see about me, and I'm recognizing that I'm in love with this guy who happens to be my best friend. But I keep talking to him about other guys that I know ain't for me, right? So he's coming over to celebrate me. And why he's celebrating me, you guys fill in that. Pick why he celebrated me. It's a lot to celebrate out of it. Anyway, he comes over. He has my balloons. I answer the door. We go for a walk. Shouts out to Cup of Sue, my other angel. I walk with TJ, take a little walk with TJ. And in our little walk, as we're bonding, I have a little trip. And she said, oh shit, that's like you falling in love. I was like, Susie, that's now what it's going to be. We did that to get some what we needed after that point, but that's exactly why that happened. Thank you, Susie Q, aka Cup of Sue on Instagram. And we have this moment where we look at one another in the video. And in real life, the wind is blowing the balloons. Literally, it was happening in real life. And we were trying to get this one look for something different, but we were like, no, let's use this. This is happening in real time. The holding on of those balloons was holding on to the idea of our friendship. And when we're seeing literally with the wind blowing it in our faces and we can't see one another, it's like, yo, you realize that maybe the problem is that we're holding on to this thing that isn't serving us. So you see in the video, we kind of realize that, and then I let go. And then he understands and lets go as well. And from that point on in the video, you see us acting a fool. I put some shouts out to the morning dance videos on my Instagram at Wyanna, WYANNA page, where I got a lot of my virality on that page from dancing with my dog in the mornings, in my kitchen videos and everything. So it was kind of like a shout out to her and an ode to all of the followers on my Wyanna page. But I love that idea, especially coming off of that high why, talking about love that does work and recognizing when it does. Sometimes ladies and gentlemen are friend zoning people who are actually truly for you and really for you. And because maybe the hearts are scared, because we're attached to what we think someone should look like that we're supposed to be in love with. And I'm going to keep it a stack. I got about 2 homeboys right now that are so blackety black, and I'm black, y'all. And I know both of them, one of them knows this girl and another one doesn't know his girl. There are non-black women that are so for them and so good to them. And they, in one case, won't consider being with the girl because she's not black. And I'm like, my nigga, you about to hit 60 in real life. I mean, what is we doing? You're about to hit 60 and you actually do want to be married. You want love. You're successful. You're good. She's successful. She's good. Why are you trying to make, I don't know. Some people make a mountain out of a molehill. And it's not fucking deep. Sometimes love is staring you right in your face. And because your ego says it's supposed to look a certain way, you won't even allow your heart open to the type of love that could exist between you and what I'm saying is a friend, like a real friend, not somebody that's being a friend until they can beat, until they can get something from you. No, a real friend though. So I wanted to kind of symbolize that with those balloons in that moment. Not only that, those balloons, just for everybody that doesn't know, you'll hear more about this in the end. Those were actual celebratory balloons that were gifted to me. And I did not want to see them go. So I was looking for a way to forever commemorate those fucking balloons. And now, boop, my directorial debut I now have these balloons there. So that makes me very happy to know that I'll always be able to see those balloons. You'll find out why I got those balloons in the Pay Your Dues segment. But I don't know why that music, I have no clue. There were also some brand placements in the video. The hat I had on is from TJ's Play at 44 Obama Musical on Instagram. Currently, as we speak, they are performing in Chicago during the Democratic National Convention, which is crazy because this is a story about Obama's life. So TJ, my fiance who plays Obama, went on Obama's birthday, the 4th of August, to his house and took pictures outside of his house and everything. I'm like, oh, that is so freaking cool. So yeah, it's just, and all of this was set up in like May, before all of this newness that's happened with this election. You guys know I'm not hugely religious, despite how long I took to come up with the word Buddhist. I am not hugely religious. I am not political, nor am I big on economics. Not what economics are, but discussing economics. I think that those are 3 topics that have a hard time landing in love. And I don't think a topic is worth beginning if it doesn't land where I reside. And I reside in love vibrations. So if it doesn't sit there, if I can't make it turn around to fall in love, then what the fuck is the point? You just talking. Going back to this love, this 90s love theme in the video, in today's lovescape, more people are interested in talking about love than practicing in love. Everyone wants to be right about relationship as opposed to practice in love. And I'm here to tell you, all that shit is good if you are at a university somewhere. All that shit is cool if you are about to be on a talk show somewhere. When the lights go down and the cameras cut off and the degrees are posted, you're left with you. All of the understanding and pontification in the world can't replace practice. You have got to practice love. That means you're going to scrape your knees a couple times. That means you're going to get a couple boo-boos. That means you're going to experience more success than you've ever seen. And if you don't know how to sit with and enjoy celebration, reception, and love, if that makes you uncomfy, yeah, you're going to have a tough time enjoying life. You can ascend in it and go through it, because we always talk about going up. Raise it up, why? Rockets up on these hoes. We always talk about going up. Yeah, you're going to go through it and you won't enjoy it. So what's the point? What would be the point? Imagine someone told you you could eat all the chocolate cake or cheesecake or any burgers and everything that you wanted and you would gain no weight. You wouldn't gain any weight, but also you can't taste it. What the fuck is the point? What's the point? You could have a rice cake or onion rings and they would taste exactly the same? No, the enjoyment is in the taste. You can't taste this life if you're too scared to open and receive it. So I just wanted to gift you that little explication of the music video of my newest single, 823, Thinking of You. For those who don't know, I'm grown enough to have had pagers, even though I didn't actually have a pager. Wendy did. And what I would do is I would just have guys hit me on Wendy's pager and use a different code. So they would, if they ended something with a certain number, then they knew it was for me, and everyone else, it was for Wendy, period. But this is how you, because I never loved notifications. I don't like notifications on my phone today. Like, I don't do any of that. So when someone beeps you, it's like very intrusive. Even when I was a kid back then, I was just like, I don't like this. I don't know. But you know, Wendy, she was, I don't know why that sound is windy. I apologize if she's listening. Damn it. This would be the episode where she'd be like, Wyan, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? At about an hour in, what was that? But anyways, yeah, so much love to my fiance at I am TJ Wilkins for being in the video. So much love to at EZMISIL for shooting the video. So much love for Wyan's brain. Hello. And putting this thing out there. The brands that are in the video, 44, the musical, at Pristine Nails, because of course I got all the close-ups on these nails, but I'll do that at the end of this episode. But Pristine Nail and Spa Glendale on Instagram, as well as my cousin at I Love to Do. All of these brands were featured in the video, and they're places and folks that you've heard of on this podcast if you've listened for a while, just because I wanted to make sure, you know, when I go up, I take people with me. I think that you guys know that by now. And yeah, I think that's the beauty of partnering with Wyan. I'm going to bring you in all my endeavors. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that people are interested in. And I want to get into this. Wyan's words of wisdom. Wyan's words of wisdom for episode 73. Still popping and showing. Like adjust my little seat here because my butt started to fall asleep. It's not your fault. It's my fault. It's a lot going on back here. But no. I really want y'all to hear this. Wyan's words of wisdom for episode 73. You don't get points for doing life in pain. You don't get points for doing this life thing in pain. I'll tell you where it came from. I was getting a procedure done at a hospital a few years back. And the doctor asked, did I want local anesthesia so I wouldn't feel what was going on? And I'm like, yeah, like, of course. He said, whew, thank you. I always try to tell my patients that you don't get points for doing this in pain. And I'm like, that's so interesting. It made me think of myself as a Black woman with the medical community. If you guys don't know, more Black women every year die during childbirth, something that they really kind of have a handle on. Like, it's not at all like an aberration of services in a hospital these days. More Black women die from childbirth because people don't believe their pain. The assumption of being the strong Black woman gets taken too fucking far. And therefore, they're like, oh, she doesn't need ... She can take it. Right? What really aggravated me, I wasn't going to tell this part, but it's jumping out of me. What really aggravated me is that my white male doctor is who offered me the painless version of this procedure when 5 years ago, or longer than that, when I had the procedure done originally, it was done by a Black female doctor who did not offer me any form of ease when doing this procedure. And it was fucking painful. Let me just let you know. It was really painful. And I love to give the demographics. The Black woman doctor allowed me to have all the pain, where the white male doctor offered me ease. I put that on there because folks will take certain stereotypes and attach it to people and make it seem like, oh yeah, because they were white, fill in the blank. And then if I had a Black doctor, I hear this all the time in the world of therapy. Yeah, if I'm Black, I need a Black therapist. You need a good therapist. I graduated with some black folks who just weren't good at therapy, at the art of practicing therapy. And I say not good only because they didn't give a fuck. Not because they couldn't employ the methodologies or modalities. No, they were fine at that. They didn't care. I'm just trying to get something that give me a better chance of having more money, man. Wait, what? I pray I never send one of my students to you or go to you my fucking self. You know, two of my favorite cohorts that went on to be therapists. One is a gay, deaf, male, white man, from what Joe is from, not Milwaukee, wherever Prince was from, over there. Minneapolis, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other was a Cambodian gentleman. He was younger than me, one of the youngest people in our class. And he was just so dope at his practice. And it is, right? Minneapolis. Okay, yeah. And then one of the other homies who literally he just killed, man. He was just so good at practicing therapy. I one class, I tried to give him a harder role play, and I imitated one of my clients, one of our most challenging clients when I worked in a group home of all boys. And I threw slurs at him. I did everything that this young man did. And he disarmed me. I was so upset. I was like, damn, you're good. What? I wanted to try to like give you a hard time. He was just one of those guys like Warren. Like my baby brother. My baby brother is just someone that's just going to meet you where you are and just give you care. Aurora's dad. Someone who's going to meet you where you are and give you care. And it's just like when someone meets you where you are and gives you care, they're just good. So I say that to say, I had a good doctor. He wasn't a black doctor. It wasn't a female doctor for my gynecological needs. It was a good doctor. That's all I require any professional to be around me, is good at their gig. And he was, and is, by the way. You don't get points for doing life white-knuckled and with gritting teeth. There's no one that's going to come out and give you props because you beat the game without the cheat code book. You know what I'm saying? This life is going to be tough enough for you. In whatever ways you can experience relief, enjoyment, ease, help, support. My question for you in your journal while you're listening is, what prevents you from taking it? Is it your pride that prevents you from accepting help? Is it your ego? Is it how you were raised? Is it what you think people will think of you for accepting it? The Jay Shetty podcaster guy, he does a quote often. I've heard him speak a few times. There's a dude named Cooley. I forgot if he's like a philosopher or something, but he has a quote, and I heard it from Jay Shetty, that says, I am not what I think. I am not what you think. I am what I think you think I am. It's a weird ping pong effect, but it's almost like a lot of us in life, we live our lives in echo chambers. So YN isn't living life for YN. YN isn't even living her life for my followers, let's just say, if I was that into that, caring about what my followers or my listeners of my music, my listeners of this podcast, whatever it is. I don't do life for me. This is if you don't do any self-work. I don't do life for me. I don't even do life based on what y'all want from me. I place a filter on your filter. It's what I think you're thinking I'm thinking. What? It's like I don't ask you, what are you thinking of YN? Because I'm too scared to actually hear what other people think of me. So because of my fear, I don't even ask a person for honest feedback on how I feel to love. What makes your relationship with me feel well? Are there places in which I can improve at love? That's practicing love. That's practicing relationship. But we just talked about it in the Do I Diddy with the 823, the thinking of you. 823 is pager code for thinking of you. I forgot to say that. But that's where 823 comes from. Just like 143 is I love you. That was I love you in pager code. Y'all, my brain, I was so much more on point tonight. Before we started taping, that camera came on and I became, but that's all, folks. I cannot believe it. It's so funny. And here's the funny part. It's not like I don't have notes sitting right here in my fucking face. It's so wild. It's just so fucking wild. Anyways, yeah, but when we're talking about the thinking of you video, the 823 video, you have people who you can have honest dialogue with. If you don't know that you actually do have those types of people in your lives, you need to reassess why you're around, who you're around. Sometimes when we have a hard time wondering why we're doing life in pain, and pain, when I say pain, pain from heartache, pain from carrying the load of life alone, pain from living a life that is not the life we desire in our hearts, you know you are a hell of a photographer. And because you're too scared, I want you to hear how much fear has to do with this conversation. Because you're too scared, you stay bagging groceries at your local supermarket. There is nothing wrong with bagging groceries at your local supermarket. If it's something that you enjoy doing, you get to see the community of people. You might get discount on groceries. You might have a bomb time being in that space. And don't snicker at that when I say that. I'm dead serious. There are certain people that work at like diners and restaurants that I selfishly pray they never want to become a manager or the general manager of the space, because I literally come to this restaurant to have interaction with you. You don't have the best pancakes in town, nigga. I like you. You're nice. And I like nice people. You know what I'm saying? So there are certain places, and you and I know this, there's certain places that we go because the people are so nice. Even if we love the food, there are different branches of the food. You know the place I'm thinking of. And we always go to that location. We could go to any other ones. We go there. Same thing with the 2 stores over with the coffee. We always go there because our boy is there. And so it's like we have options of places to go, but there are certain times where there are people that you fuck with, man. And you just enjoy them. What I'm telling you is there are people like that in your lives that like you, want to be around you. And when you dub them or overlook them because you want to be seen by someone you think is more important, by a girl that you think looks better, by a dude that you think is richer, you need to see, like I just told y'all a minute ago, because this person has your same ethnicity or religion or background. Now, mind you, I do know that differences in relationships make them more challenging. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to act like that's not true. It is it's a real stat. What I also know is true love has no enemy. True love is undefeated, like sunshine. True love is undefucking-feated. And if you snicker at that remark, and if you don't believe me, your heart needs healing. Or your mind needs to go fucking take a chill pill and a water break because it's over. If you ever seen Inside Out 2, did you get to see it? Damn it. If you ever see Inside Out 2, your anxiety is overworking. It's overworking. It's literally overdubbing and overdoing what it's already overdoing to try not to let your heart feel. So that's why I say, if you don't know that true love is undefeated, if you snicker at that and your mind is the first thing that starts to say, well, it's not because of this, not, your mind is literally just playing tricks on you. That is 100% fear because the ego is trying to save itself. When you have true love afoot, fear, which the ego responds to, diminishes significantly. The need for control, ego, because you fear being submissive to another. You fear following another's lead. You fear if you don't have the type of control that you're used to, what could possibly go wrong? And you never fantasize what could possibly go right. You have the exact same chances, 50-50, of things going incredibly right as you do as them going incredibly wrong. So why are you looking for the wrong? Because of your negativity bias, which is a function of the brain. What part of the brain? The ego, the problem solving portion of the brain. It's supposed to look out for the negative. You know what I'm saying? And I also want you all to know that this is why we do Lightworks. This particular part of the pod, I'm going to make sure to cut up and put out there for everyone coming to the Love Lounge Live LA in October. My Lightworkers, this episode I said was going to be integral. You all wanted talking points. So when we met, we would have something to discuss. Here it is. The next series of Lightworks, paid for already by Love Culture, because on 8/8, which was when we're taping this, that's a Thursday. On 8/6, you guys purchased so many love badges in our Instagram live on my Wyanna, WYANNA page. If you don't know, we go live for a thing called Love Tuesdays. Stay tuned. There's going to be updates about that in just a second. They went so crazy for no reason at all. By the way, I have no fucking clue. They purchased so many love badges that now I owe you guys services. Because now I'm just like, why did you? Whoa. Wow. What? Who? When? Where? Who did what? How? So what I've decided is I'm going to make this next set of professional and peer mentorship space that I curate called Lightwork. I'm going to make the next series free, where you usually have to pay. I'm going to make those things free because clearly Love Culture, love covered. They covered the loves, period. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Here's your talking points, Love Culture, for when we meet up. Here's your talking points. 1, your core values are why you do anything that you do in this life. They are the underlying motivators behind every one of your beliefs and your decisions. I'm going to say that again so you guys can take notes. If you're a light worker, you already know about great minds writing things down, so I already know you guys need to hear it again. Core values are why you do anything in this life. They are the underlying motivators behind every one of your beliefs, every one of your decisions. You aren't separate from your values, like ever. So the thing is, what are your values? You're living from them. You make decisions from them. When you do or don't go to the gym, that's from your core values. When you do or don't eat healthily, that's from your core values. When you ghost a person, that is from your core values. When you allow reentry to a person who could be less than great for you, that is a decision made from based off of your core values. Wouldn't it be a travesty if you were doing all of this decision making, belief setting, and you didn't know what you valued? What do you value? What are your values? I need you to make a list. Write it out. Everything you think you value, from respect to family, from playing and being playful to honesty. You can make it actual principle-filled words like honor, or you can make it concepts like work. Because I want you to write out as many. I think I did mine and I had 70 something. After you have it all out on a page, and maybe add to it for a couple days. Write it all out. Write all of these things out. Don't oblige yourself to doing it on one day. Write it all out. And then on like the third or fourth day, revisit. If you've put everything that you think, I now need you to take the top 10. I now need you to take the top 10 of those values and extract them, put them in a separate list. The top 10 of those values. Put them in a list. And either on that same day that you choose those top 10 or on a different day, I need you to prioritize at the very least the top 7. I need you to prioritize. So you say you value family. Family is a concept. What about your family do you value? You say you value work. Work is a concept. What about work do you value? You say you value money. Money is a concept. What about money do you value? That's one way to just help you break down conceptual values into core values, right? Put all of these things down and be ready to share. Be ready to share about these values, because one of the painful things I'm hearing a lot in love culture is living alone. When you actually do want connection, you actually do want intimacy. And I've heard this from very strong women who it took a lot to verbalize and say that you actually want love, because somewhere along the way, someone told you that that makes you look away. Again, going back to that quote, I'm not what I think. I'm not what you think. I'm what I think you're thinking of me. Echo chamber, mirrors facing mirrors. It's just a big line of what I think, what you said, what they said, what you said. Cut all the chit chatter. Get real with yourself, bro. You don't have to do the pain of living life alone because you think society thinks, because the feminist that you say you are would think in that world that you don't this and that. And man, knock it the fuck off. You, what do you think about and for you? If you want love, you can have love. It's that simple. Fuck the naysayers, including the judgment that loves to just be a self-voice in some of your heads. You get the opportunity to now say, okay, I know what I want and I know what I value. That's a much stronger conversation than, well, what do you bring to the table when you're looking to connect with someone? What I bring to the table tells you nothing about who I am, who I be. Why do I make the decisions I make when I make them? Hell, am I even aware of why I make the decisions I make when I make them? Or am I living the echo chamber of what I think my parents thought that I should have been when I didn't do what last? Am I still trying to please a dead guardian? Am I still avoiding the hurt of a relationship from when I was 13 and 12 years old, but I'm 48? Why do you do what you do? Most of us don't know. That's why it's tough, gentlemen, when ladies say they want to feel safe and they want to understand what it feels like to feel safe in your embrace, and in your grasp. What they're meaning is, I want to be with a man who knows himself, who knows when he's leading me, where he's leading me, and why he's doing it. Who do you answer to? Who do you submit to? Do you have practice doing that? If you don't have practice doing that, how do you know when I'm doing it? How do you know when I'm doing it well? Y'all know I dance salsa. Anytime the followers of salsa became very, very good, my instructor was like, okay, now you have to take beginners leading, because now you have to see how tough it is for the opposite role to make this dance work. It's not enough for you to just master following. And then it's like, this is a bad dancer because he don't know how to, I am a salsera and I know how to follow and he can't lead me. He can't lead me. Okay, come over here. Let you see how it feels to lead. The most advanced follower still has to start at the beginning for leading. A lot of this shit is not as easy as we think. To be the follower or the leader. That's why empathy, love, compassion, these are the types of values that can maybe help you do life in love versus pain. Right? I want y'all to answer those questions. That's right there just for us. Whether you're coming to the Love Lounge Live or not, whether you're watching this in 2024 or 2028, whenever you're watching this, do that exercise. It is an eye opener. And before I get up out of here and go, wham, wham, thing sang in the tiny meaning band, baby. I got a pager. Who's beeping me? Who's beeping me? Right? It's not a real pager, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Pay your dues. This is the portion that, don't even worry about that. That had fucking nothing to do with what I'm about to say right now. It was just from the music video, and I just thought it would be dope to have it. Onet is, okay. Pay your dues. Yay. This is the portion. This is the portion of the pod where I love to big up brands, people, businesses that are just doing dope things for the community. And this is going to seem so egomaniacal, but 3 of my 5 or 6, 4 of my 6 are me. Okay, don't worry though. You'll see why. Number 1, I love the do more than you knew. Y'all see, I'm trying to get my little curls. I've been wearing my hair straight most 2024. Most of 2024, I've been trying to do my hair straight. I haven't been trying to do anything. I've been doing my hair straight. So now, as a result, if you're looking on YouTube, you can see that I have like waves. They're not even like S curl waves. They're like very, very strung out W's. It's like my initials, WVWVW. Yeah, okay, so it's just, they're sad curls. But the point is, if you look over my right shoulder, look over your shoulder, honey. Oh, that's a song from, don't worry about it on that. This right here is the boombox from the Do. You can only get these boom boxes, which is a trio of her products and one of her styling tools at I Love the Do at ILOVETHEDOUX. You can find this on thedo.com, THEDOUX.com. These are some of the products that I currently have in my hair. I washed and conditioned and mousse deft. That's not true. I did the honey charged mousse def, which is called like supersonic. Don't get me to lying. I used mousse def with honey. Okay, it's from the B Girl collection, guys. It's a long story. Don't even worry about it. It's late as fuck. So here's the thing. My hair looks a cutie in my eyes. Who knows what it really looks like? Oh, Onette said it does look cute, and Onette got curls for the girls. Okay, we're not. And no, you did use mousse def though. Yeah, your curls looking. That's the first thing I said when you got in here. I said your curls are insane right now. Heaven. So yes, for all my curly girl movement people, the Do is here for your straight hair or your curly hair desires. These poppin' ass nails, bro. These poppin' ass nails from Pristine Nails and Spa Glendale on Instagram. Pristine Nails and Spa Glendale on Instagram. These made their debut in my directorial debut music video. I am so happy / excited for y'all to see this. Number 13, hot pink. I think they call it bright pink. Whatever they call it, it's not important. But the thing is, I have it on and I feel good about it. Number 3 of 6, Love Culture in Totality. You guys don't understand what that amazing energy felt like in this past Love Tuesdays. Again, this is 8/8, so I'm talking about the Love Tuesdays when, as Love Tony Foster Jr. called it, the Love Badge Vortex was happening. It was like TJ said he like logged in and he could hardly see the comments because it was just this person about a love badge, this person about this person love badge, love badge, love. It was just everybody purchasing love badges. He was like, "Did you tell them to do this?" I said, "Absolutely not, absolutely not." In 4 years of doing love lounges on Love Tuesdays, that's never happened. So people just woke up on the I got time today cuz side of the bed and they came in there and popped out and showed niggas. Okay. So an extra big up to Love Dallas at Dallas Now What. For anyone that doesn't know, Dallas Now What has personally donated towards making the October Love Lounge Live happen. He was like, "I told you I would do that. So yeah, let me just start." And I'm like, I'm learning how to receive. And I, on behalf of Love Culture, want to thank everyone, because Young Fly and Flashy, as well as Dallas Now What, started the whirlwind of love badges that day. And I don't think they're both veterans. Did you know that? They're both veterans. Yeah, Young Fly just didn't know that Dallas is like an OG love and he really do this. Like, he don't really play with like his love badge game. So yeah, it got real. That's all I'm gonna say. It got very real. But Miss Rosie Loves, Keena, Miss O'Faith, Miss Cara J, Mitson probably, like it. Everybody was like, "Oh no, I got time. I was like, what's happening, guys? What the hell is happening? C Red Meditainer came in, our artist, yeah, it's a lot, guys. Everybody came in there and acted a damn fool. But we're fools in love. Oh, talk to me nice. Actually, the day this comes out is 2 days until the Fools in Love. Is that what the concert with the emotions is called? The one I'm doing with all of the legends? It might be Fools in Love. I think it is. I'm going to call it Fools in Love because I don't feel like looking it up. It's Fools in Love. The Emotions this wasn't on my list, but it is true. The Emotions has a gig. If you're looking at this on the day it premieres in 2 days, on the 31st in Inglewood, California at the SoFi. We are on the same stage as Diana Ross, Lionel Richie, Shaka Khan, Al Green, Charlie Wilson, the Jacksons. I'm missing a lot of people. People thought that when they announced this gig, people thought it was a joke. People thought that they were being gassed. It was too good to be true. And we're like, no, we signed this paperwork last year sometime. So this has been going on. They're like, there's no way you're going to get all these people. Because that's just our stage. Heat Wave, Stylistics, Shy Lights, they're on another stage. Shalimar, my aunt that was in the Love Lounge the other day. Shalimar, I don't think Taste of Honey, that's my other auntie. I don't think she's on it. Carlos Santana is on this gig. Like Maria, Maria. Boom. The real one, not, I don't know if you can take it. Not that one. The real one, he's going to be there. Like, when I tell you everybody is on this gig, my mom is like, I want to go and I want to leave. I'm like, you go ahead and do that. Do what you got to do, homegirl. I am about to go all around this joint. I mean, I won't be as an emotion, but that has nothing to do with these pay your dues. Hey, now we're back. I was out of the conversation for a second. Number 4, because I guess I shouted out The Emotions Legacy. At The Emotions Legacy, also with Love Culture, because they are loves. Hey, okay, whatever. Love Tuesdays, starting the week that you all see this. Love Tuesdays will have to be on Wednesdays, because y'all remember when I said those balloons in the video were celebratory balloons? I am the new professor of hip hop music and culture at USC, the University of Southern California, or of South Central. I am not throwing up anything. I just realized, fight on. That's what I'm throwing up. Fight on. Yeah. So if any of my new students are watching this episode for the first time, I hope you felt welcomed. I hope you felt confused, because that's how I normally feel in my heart. I hope you were yelling at the screen when I said, what's the religion? And it has a B and it this and that. I hope you were screaming at like, Miss Y, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Professor Y is a lot to deal with, but it's always love. You understand? Everything I kick is fertilizer, never bullshit. So I hope you felt the love here. But yeah, so Love Tuesdays for the foreseeable future will have to actually be on a West Coast Wednesday, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my class will commence at USC. At this time, again, if it's 8/8, I still have yet to even start teaching the class. I feel dreamy. It's felt like a dream. The day I signed my paperwork was July 13th. And then I journaled after I signed and said, God, how do you want me to go to sleep when I'm living my dreams? So just letting you all know, I've had USC in my crosshairs for at least 2 years now. I've guest taught on campus several times. I've attended events on campus from some of my good friends. And now it's my campus. And I'm still learning to own that, by the way. So fight on, Trojans, fight the fuck on. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. So if that sounded wrong, then don't use that part, just fast forward. Number 5 is light work. Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone that I have a peer mentoring space that I curate called Light Work. The Light Workers have affectionately retitled it to the Light Lounge. It's a different evolution of a love lounge. And I want you to know that with a Love Level Patreon subscription, those sessions for deeper personal development work are complimentary. They come as a part of being a Patreon subscriber at the love level. All right. My Patreon is Patreon.com/YNVon. I'm pretty sure. It's something like that. If it's not, just put YNVon and the word Patreon in a Google search. It comes up really easily. But yeah, you won't have to pay for the next few of them because, well, by the time you guys see this, who knows? Yeah, so it might have already happened because it's 5 weeks in this month. So we start tomorrow. Yeah, it might be already done. We'll see. No, it won't because next week I go to Chicago. So I'm not going to do it while I'm in Chicago. I'm going to have to push off a week. So yeah, you might be able to catch tomorrow if you're watching the premiere of this episode. We are looking at value really intensely at value. And these are love covered. So no admission, no need for a love level subscription. They will just be available in the number 6 at Raise It Up Y, RAISEITUPWY, and all the love say rockets up on these hoes. That will, the links to join will be in the love culture community. If you go to the at Raise It Up Y page on Instagram, click in the bio where it says love culture community, you will see the links in there. You click on that, you pop on in. It's a vibe all the time, on period. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of those that identify differently as well, I thank you for your non-refundable time and energy yet again. This is going to be a fun ride. I don't know how this new professorship is going to change a lot of things that I do online. I don't know if it'll change the things that I do online, but I'm here for the ride. I am open to being led by what the universe provides. So be careful when you pray for your dreams, because they come true. And if you, like the last episode, you got to go to know, if you don't practice for the reception of your dreams, you won't know how to enjoy it, how to appreciate it when it gets here. Events don't create feelings. You have to tap into the emotion before you get to the event to know how to enjoy the event. That's deep, but it's very, very true. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, hope for the best. Live for the breath. Don't live for the breast unless they're my breast. But no, live for the best. Pray for the best. I am trying to tell you, regardless of when it gets there, it gets there. That's a bet. That is a bet. All right? And if you don't know, now you know. Sometimes you just got to pop out and shout. Talk to me nice if you talk to me at all. Thank you for your time. Stay real. Boom, clap. Ding, ding, swing, ding, ding, everybody. Boom.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why?